Hello and welcome. I'm Mystic Rose, and thank you so much for being here. So, the topic of tonight's live pick a card is what assumptions do people make about you, or what do people assume about you? So, upon first meeting you, or maybe these are people that know you and they're just making assumptions. They may or may not be true. Um, you will be the judge of that. And only you. But this is just let me be the messenger and allow me to just channel messages from spirit about what others are assuming about you. So take what you like and leave the rest, as I always say. So we have 3 different piles here. There's also 3 images in the thumbnail, so you can choose by looking at the thumbnail if you prefer to do it that way. Or you can choose with gemstones. So for pile 1, we've got this Dalmatian quartz. For pile 2, clear crystal quartz. And for pile 3, this peace sign stone. So go ahead and think about it. Think about whichever one you're drawn to. If you're drawn to more than one, feel free to watch more than one pile because there may be some messages in there for you in the other piles as well. So this is going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to have a deep dive into what do people assume about you, and I'm going to be using the Light Seers Tarot. Okay. I'm also going to be using the Morgan deck. This is from the 1970s. Such a treat. And then I'm going to be using probably the Everyday Witch. So I'm just going to cleanse these as I'm talking. And if you're just coming in, welcome. And I'm also going to be using the Carolyn Mace archetype cards. I'm sure you've seen these before. These are quite popular. A lot of other readers use them as well. And some really fun channeled messages from Spirit that I channeled just today. So that'll be an extra special treat. Yeah, and I think that'll be good. I'll just use my intuition all along the way like I always do. I might use these as well. These were gifted to me by Amira Ceylon, who is the designer of these cards. She's super talented, and I've been having a lot of fun with them. So I may use those as well. So go ahead and choose a pile. I think we will go ahead and get started. Hi, Kermit Defons. How are you? Hi, sweetest sunflowers. All right. So let's go ahead and get started with pile number 1. Now remember, these are just assumptions that people are making about you. So don't get upset with me. I'm just the messenger telling you what people are thinking or assuming about you. Like I said, you're going to be the judge to say either, yes, this is my truth, or like, this is not my truth. You know what I mean? Okay, so just take what you like and leave the rest, and know that this is what some people are assuming about you. So some of it might be positive, some of it might be negative. It'll just be what it'll be. All right. Let's start with the Light Seers and a little prayer to Spirit. So Spirit, please be here now with me. Please help me to deliver clear, concise, and accurate messages to my pile number 1, the collective who chose pile number 1, Spirit. May these messages really resonate and be helpful. And Spirit, please speak through me. Thank you. All right. So it's always, just kind of good to know. It's like human inquisitiveness. We want to know how are others viewing us? What do they think? What assumptions are they making about us? Because people that have very inquisitive minds like to know these things. So that's why I'm doing this today. And so I hope you'll enjoy. But like I said, please don't take any of this personally because it's just what people are thinking. So with that in mind, I will shuffle until I get like this tingly sensation. And then that's spirit's way of saying that it's time to stop shuffling. And sometimes I'll hear spirit say, split the deck. All right, so here we go. This is what people are assuming about you. You got the Page of Cups upside down, Queen of Swords, okay, the Fool. What I'm going to do is like lay the cards down and then I'm going to interpret them, because sometimes that gives me like a clearer picture of like, you know, what's going on so that I can interpret it. Because in tarot, you can't just look at one card. You've got to look at the surrounding cards and see they all tell a story, you know? So we got to look at the cards and lay them down and then see what story it's telling us. We got a lot of reverse cards. All right, and we've got the Justice card here. All right, now let me take a look and see what we've got. At the center, we've got the Fool here with somebody who doesn't seem to have a lot of options. I think people are saying that you are somebody who's like, you almost like don't have time for certain people anymore. So I feel like these are people who are saying, like, this is not everybody, but some people are saying that you are in your Queen of Swords energy. Like, you know, you may not have time to hang out with people or do as much, you know, stuff with friends or do as much stuff in general because you're working on something here. And people think you're busy. They see you as being very, very busy, and like to the point where like you're almost driven by the success, or like wanting to make money. Now, this may or may not be true, but like people see you as somebody who's very, very driven, to the point where like you're almost working too much and forgetting to have a little bit of fun sometimes. You know, they may say that you're a hard worker, but you almost work too hard without taking a little break sometimes for yourself. Then we got the Knight of Wands here with the Justice. You could be, people might assume that like you have just gone through either like some kind of legal battle and they're talking and wondering like if you won, or, you know, how you're feeling about this, because like you're keeping some of this stuff like a secret. Some of your things you're telling people, but some things you're keeping to yourself with the Moon in reverse here. It's like, you know, yeah, you're trying to keep a lot of things in that are personal, but some of the things going on in your life, you're telling people about. But it's these things you're not saying that is making people like assume this stuff about you. So they're like assuming like, okay, what's going on in my pile number one's life, their personal life. They'll say like they're working too hard, or like they're putting themselves too much into their work, or they're neglecting their friends, you know. Um, and also maybe you're like the type of person who like normally um is just feeling good, feeling confident, able to like be there for your friends. But like with this upside down, people might be assuming that like you feel like you're too busy for them, or like you can't even be there when they need you. And I don't feel that's true, but somebody's feeling neglected here. Somebody is feeling very neglected. This could even be like, you know, some kind of a family member or something like that. Some people think that you're like stressed out, topsy turvy, um, but that somebody is feeling like, and people do assume like you shouldn't feel that way because you look to them like you have everything. And and it's like to certain people, they think they look at your life and they're like, this person has it all. And the truth be told, like you don't have the perfect life, but it's like people assume that you do, because you smile, and I see you have a wonderful smile here. And people take one look at your smile and they assume that you like have the most perfect life. And sometimes they don't know like the different pains that you went through and things like that in your life, because they get this image of like perfection. I'm kind of curious now to see like what other things are going through people's heads. People assume you are a powerful witch. Some people might think that because your life is going so well. I feel like too, like people might think that you're doing like success spells because they might have seen you like succeed kind of like relatively quickly on your like if let's say you're a small business owner or something and your business like is taking off or doing well, or like maybe you have some other kind of small business, or your whatever it is like that you are putting your energy into, it's really taking off. Your goals are like coming true. So people are assuming that you're some kind of powerful witch, or that you are doing some kind of like manifestation spells or something like that, because it's like you're making life look so easy, which I don't, again, I don't feel like your life comes to you that easy, that easily, but like this is what people assume. All right, what else do people assume? You make other people insecure. Yeah, I feel like this is just a side note from spirit, because these are people that are assuming this, that your life is so perfect. I feel like a lot of people think this, but like there's definitely a couple of people who you make feel really really insecure, and I think it's just because they don't have the opportunities that you have, or maybe like you guys share the same like skill set, but you may be like better at it, or they assume you're better at it because um you're being recognized, or like you're growing, more rapidly than this person or some people in your life. So it's like a rapid succession of like good things happening to you. So they're almost like wondering like, is this person doing manifestation or like some kind of spell, or so you got people definitely assuming that you're doing that, especially like if this person like is slightly, I don't know. Let's say they're like the kind of people that think that you are kind of witchy. They might be assuming that you're doing some kind of spell, or like maybe even like some kind of beauty spell or beauty ritual, because you're also like really, really coming across as very attractive here too. With that Knight of Wands, because that talks about like your physical level of attraction is just like getting better, and it's like people assume that yeah, that you're doing some kind of powerful manifestation spells and that they're working for you, which is interesting. But like with the moon in reverse, you might have even told, like, if you are, let's say you are manifesting and working on that, maybe you told one or two people, and the rest of the people are just like wondering about it. But like, I don't know, I feel like this pile, like pile number one, a lot of you are like into manifesting, and you're getting so good at it. And I feel like, that part might actually be true, and people might just be kind of like noticing that about you. So I do feel like that is true, that they're assuming that you are manifesting good things, and you kind of are. All right, what else? Yeah, people see that you're changing for the better. They truly do. They see that like this is all going in alignment with what I was saying. So thank you, spirit, for that. But yeah, um people see you as like um changing for the better from who you were. I feel like before you might have been feeling kind of people might have thought that you looked like not like you were self-assured, or like you doubted yourself. You might have looked even like you were bored, or you might have appeared that way. But then you must have started something exciting here. And now people look at you and they're like, you don't look a bit bored. You look happy. You look like you have everything at your fingertips that you could possibly want. And you look very satisfied. But like, I feel like before people might have assumed that you lived a boring life or something like that. But you definitely do not live a boring life at all. Like with that Queen of Swords, that can signify Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, and those are air signs, and they are not boring. So even if you are not an air sign, you are coming across here as somebody very adventurous who like is, you can see just how like very self-assured she is on this card. These are genderless cards. This, you don't have to be a female watching this. You could be a male watching this and still identify with the empowerment that this card really displays. And that's how people kind of assume that you are now. You've gone from this, like a feeling like bored with life or unsatisfied or even like depressed. to now being like somebody who's more empowered because you've done something good for yourself here. Like you took the reins of your own life and like before, yeah, you might have been feeling like shit, like I don't know where to focus my energies. I don't know what to do, but like it looks like you got really determined and you got really focused and you chose something and you went with it. So this could have been like, yeah, starting your own business or whatever, starting your own YouTube channel. Maybe you like opened your own little candle making shop or whatever it is. Yeah, you could just be doing something for yourself here that's very empowering, and people are definitely assuming that you're happier um with that Knight of Wands, and that yeah, you've had some kind of huge glow up because this is literally like life changing. Like your attitude, it's huge. Your attitude is everything and you're really shining. People wonder if you're oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I just said that, and out of all these cards, yeah, that's what I was really picking up on, is that people wonder if you're doing beauty spells on yourself. So they're like, okay, is this person into like witchcraft or something, or just manifesting their, like, is their word that powerful, or like their intentions that powerful? Because like before, you know, you might have looked nice or whatever, but now it's like the way you look, something has changed that's definitely eye catching. Um, you might not think it's a huge deal, but it's very noticeable. Okay. So this could be literally anything, but like people are noticing and assuming that, yeah, you're like doing some kind of spell on yourself to make yourself beautiful. What else, Spirit? Some people assume that because your life looks like it's so good and everything that you always get your way. And that may or may not be true, but this is what people assume. They just assume that like, yeah, it's almost like that rich girl syndrome or something, or like I don't know, it's just like lucky person syndrome, cuz they think that you always get your way because you are either very powerful as a manifester, or yeah, like people might even think that and this could be people that um really really well. They could be like, holy cow, pile one is just like really really getting good at like getting things that they want. How are they doing this? So you're definitely making people curious, I will say that. Yeah, your business is taking off. That's what like this is all about. Okay, because we got the Fool, which is often about like you starting a business, or that could be just you in your job performance, literally. But whatever it is, it's like it's taking off for you. You could have like um, gotten a promotion or something like that at work, but like whatever it is, it's really taking off, and people are assuming that too, that you're very successful. Just the way you carry yourself and the way that you look, always well put together and stuff like that. You also have this kind of attitude where you're like, I don't have time or energy for bull crap. And that's how like you are coming across, at least to people. And that is kind of funny because the Queen of Swords is all about that. The Queen of Swords will like cut your ass out of their life if they don't like your energy. Like if you're trying to if you're trying to bring them down, they will cut you out because they just don't have the time nor the energy for bull crap. And people assume that about you, that you will cut people out of your life like that. Now, that may or not be true, may or may not be true, but that's what people assume about you, is that you've grown so strong. And I wanted to almost say so quickly, and you're so empowered that people are like, who the hell is this? Like, this is the new you. And some people just, they're assuming, like, wow, they will cut you out. Okay, what else, Spirit? What else are people assuming about my pile one? You're an icon. I really do feel like with this star card or icon card, wow, yeah, you could literally, I've been getting this a lot lately. I don't know if like other social media like influencers are watching my channel more and more, but like it seems like some of you all are like either kind of like famous online or like well known in your community, because this keeps on coming up and Spirit keeps bringing that up. People also may just assume that about you even if you're not, because you look very pretty, or handsome and you're so good with people and you have like really good people skills. So even if you're not an influencer, you could be, and people might even look at you and assume like, oh, I bet you they're like famous on TikTok if they're on TikTok, or like, I bet you they have a bunch of followers because you're very magnetic, you know? And people definitely assume that about you. What else are they assuming about my pile one? Yeah, you've reinvented yourself. So I'm seeing like this beautiful blue what is it? Blue morpho butterfly in my mind's eye. So I really do feel like you've gone through this huge transformation and you've totally reinvented yourself, and people are assuming that you are no longer the person that you used to be. Like the old you is basically dead and gone, and the new you is wonderfully here and wonderfully present. So you are doing some things right, because whenever you're doing something right, people will talk about you. All right, so let's see. I'm going to use the Morgan deck next because this is going to be interesting. I like never use this deck, so but Spirit was like, just use it. So I was like, okay, I will use it, Spirit. I always listen. Um, as long as I'm hearing positive things, I know it's from Spirit, and I will listen. So, all right, so Spirit, what are people assuming about my pile one? What kinds of assumptions are they making? Far out. Wow. There is a way to do it better. Find it. All right. What else? I'm noticing that star on there and this star here. Wow. There's like a ton of stars here, and I don't think that's a coincidence. Okay, we've got watch your diet. So I feel like people are looking at you and they think, you know what, pile one is, they're thinking they take care of themselves. They're watching their diet. Maybe they're doing their fitness right. It seems like people assume that there's nothing you can't do. Like they assume that you're doing it all. And that you have quite like a nice body. They notice that about you. That you're taking care of yourself. And I really do think that people think that you're like destined for fame the way that you look and everything like that. With those stars, the stars here. I think that people assume that you're a really deep thinker because we got think about it for a while. They assume that you're such a deep thinker because you look very intelligent, and even though like there may be times where like you'll be there maybe spacing out, because I'm kind of seeing somebody like in a public place with a lot of people around, and you're kind of like staring at like a spot on the wall, or like just staring off, and it looks like you're thinking, and people see you sometimes just like staring off, and they like assume that you must be a deep thinker and that you're in your own little world. Okay, because that's what Spirit is showing me. Also, people feel like you have a huge support system because and they feel like you must have a lot of friends. They assume that you have a lot of friends because you seem very likable. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at this. Remember how I said I was seeing a big, huge blue morpho butterfly? Now we've got this card. It says change, and it has the butterfly on it with the yin yang. Wow. So people really are noticing this change about you. Okay. That is amazing. And I did not expect that. That totally surprised me. All right. What else are people assuming about my pile one? Now, this may or may not be true, but what do they assume? They assume that you are a mover and a shaker. You are making plans. You look like somebody who is a planner, a forward thinker. You don't look like somebody who's lazy and got no direction. To other people, they assume that because of your level of success, that you put the time into what you love. You put the energy into what you love, and they assume that you're good at it, and you are good at it. We've got the Nine of Wands, but it's in reverse. So that is the wounded warrior. people assume that you are getting over like your past stuff. Like that's why we got this too. This butterfly. People assume that you must be getting better because your life is reflecting that. And a lot of people are actually really, really happy for you. And some people are not. So there could be um a queen of swords. This could be your mother, or this could be a friend. It could literally be anyone. It's the queen of swords. So this person maybe is jealous because of your success. This could be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius person, sun, moon, or ascendant. Um, I'm getting a strong female vibe from it, but it could be a male because these cards are genderless. But oftentimes, like the Queen of Swords will be indicative of like, an older female or like, sometimes your mom or whatever. This could be a jealous mom. Somebody who's very competitive with you, perhaps like somebody I'm getting like narcissistic vibes if that's the case. But mainly like everybody else is assuming really positive things about you. Um let's see what this Queen of Swords is assuming. This Queen of Swords is assuming something about the way you're making your money. Okay, what about it? That it may not be honest, or it may not be. This person has like the worst like assumptions. That's what I'm hearing. Like, what else? Yeah, like they want you to tell them how you are making your money or something like that. And it's like they almost don't believe you. And this person has a lot of suspicions about you. That is really weird. These are both about money. This is the pentacles and the pentacles here. So this is all about money. That is so strange. Some people, like this person, at least one person, is like, okay, how is pile one making their money? Like they almost, yeah, they're competitive with you. They might think that they do everything better. So let's move on from this energy because I don't like their energy. Let's see what other people are assuming though. A lot of other people are assuming that you've put like toxic things or like negative people or circumstances in the past because you've triumphed over it. And if there is somebody negative, I feel like you know how to put up boundaries with this person. So yeah, like you walked away from whoever this is. And some people might be talking about this or assuming that, like I said, with the Queen of Swords, like you will cut people off, and people assume that about you, that you will cut people off that are negative and bringing you down. And I think that's true because this shows you walking away. All right, so I'm going to do like one more of these. All right, what else is it, Spirit, that people are assuming? A lot of people assume that your psychic skills are improving and like your intuition is spot on, and that you are really putting work into like your spirituality and stuff. And also people can just tell that you're spiritual because like your aura and the way that you carry yourself. And some people just assume that by merely your energy that you exhibit and the way that you treat other people, because you always treat people like with kindness and stuff, so they know that you must be a very spiritual person. So people do assume that you're kind, you're nurturing, just like the King of Cups here, that you're a leader, but a kind leader. And people assume that, yeah, you must have some kind of like important role, either that you're a star or that they assume that like you must be successful in your business or something like that. They assume that you have a lot of success in life. And for the most part, they assume you're happy. It's just this like one person who is just kind of assuming bad things or kind of like the worst. But overall, it looks like other people are assuming really good things about you. All right. And then I guess I just wanted to put like some truths out there. Like, this is what people assume, but what is like a few truths? And I've got, you are on an exciting journey. So that's a truth. You are on some kind of exciting new journey, which is awesome. What else is a truth? You are creating a life of abundance. And another truth for my pile one. Sometimes you're too nice. All right. Spirit wanted you to know that sometimes you can be a little too nice to people. All right. Especially like if you have somebody here that is toxic in your life, you might still be nice to them or like not cut them out, but like um just try not to be too nice. Spirit wants you to know that, like, take care of yourself and have those boundaries. Thank you so much for tuning in, my pile one. I hope that you got something out of that. Hope that was fun and insightful too. I'm just going to pick up these cards and then I'm going to check the chat box. I really appreciate all of you being here with me tonight. I didn't even realize it, but I went on talking for like a half an hour. Oh, goodness. I didn't even get to do this deck, but that's okay. I feel like if I would have, it would have been even longer, and I try not to keep them, like, I try not to go over too much because I don't want them to be like super long. How do you guys feel in the chat about super long readings? Do you guys like those super long readings? Like, I know some readers do like the 3-hour long videos or 4-hour long videos, and I see a lot of people tuning into those, and I'm like, do they like the shorter readings or the longer readings? So those of you who are live with me, or if you're watching this, if you want to like leave a comment, I would love your feedback. Like, do you guys like the longer tarot readings or the shorter ones? All right, so with me tonight, we've got Kermit DeFons. Hi, Kermit DeFons. Sweetest Sunflowers, Pluto Loves 8th. Sweetest Sunflowers, I said that. Taylor Sawyer Pace. Robert Arts. Hi, Robert. Late Bloomer and Fatima. Hi, Fatima. So, yeah. All right, we're going to get started now with pile number 2. So I'm going to move this. What do people assume about you? So this may or may not be true, okay? Let this just be me being the messenger of how people assume you are, but it may or may not be true. Okay. And I will be cleansing the decks and I will be using the Light Seers Tarot. And I will be using the Morgan deck. There's so many decks I didn't get to in pile 1. Hopefully I'll be able to use them in this one. All right. I'm not able to see anybody chatting, so I don't know if it's a glitch with my computer, but I'm not able to see if you guys are replying to chats. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there in case you think I'm ignoring you. I'm not able to see anybody chatting in the chat box for some reason. Okay. All right. Okay, I just saw one comment from Robert. I like long readings. Okay, very good. Thanks for the feedback, Robert. All right, so Spirit, please be here now with me. Help me to deliver clear, concise, and accurate messages all about my pile number 2. And what are people assuming about pile number 2? Okay, thanks, Shelly. I'm seeing your message too. I guess maybe just nobody was putting anything in the text box. I don't know. Or if it's my computer lagging, but I wasn't able to see anything, but now I can. I'm seeing at least some comments. So thanks for that. All right. So some like longer readings, some like shorter. I guess it's just your preference. But yeah, go ahead and put it in the comments and let me know what you like. So Spirit, please speak through me and may these messages be accurate. What do people assume about my pile number 2? Wow. People assume something here about your love, how loving you are, that you must be a very loving person, that you always speak your truth, that you know how to manifest things. You're a good friend. Okay. There's that King of Pentacles upside down again. 10 of Cups in reverse. Nine of Cups. I think that you went from somebody who wasn't happy. I think people, I think it's safe to say that, like, maybe, you had a hard time finding a good relationship, or like, maybe people are saying, like, maybe people are saying you haven't found that person yet. I don't know. People might be saying you didn't find that person yet, or for some of you, you have, but you're a very loving person. If you are single, um you definitely have a loving heart, and people are seeing that you're such a loving and kind heart. They can't believe that you're single. That's what I'm hearing. Like, people are assuming that you have someone because you're very attractive, very charming, and people just assume, like, oh yeah, like she's taken or he's taken. Okay. But yeah, for some of you, like, people assume that you already have. I think for most of you, people just take one look at you and they're like, oh yeah, that person, like pile two, is definitely with somebody because they're attractive. I almost said they're hot. They're attractive, they have a great personality. Yeah, like, for pile two, people really see you as like abundant and like the kind of person that you speak your truth. And they might see you as like somebody who is down on your luck. This may or may not be true, but like, I don't know why people would be saying that, but like, somebody might be saying, like, oh, pile number two is down on their luck. Like, they're having a hard time manifesting what they want. I don't know what this is in regards to, but I could pull some cards. Why would they be thinking that? Oh, I see. I see. That was in the past, that you had the problem with the bad luck in the past. But it looks like now things are changing because the 5 of Pentacles is in reverse, guys. So that is actually, when it's in reverse, that means good luck. Oh wow. So you went from bad luck to good luck, and people are assuming that now you are lucky. Interesting. So, they see you as, yeah, your luck turning around. Interesting. You definitely got people talking about you. And people think that you are a really good friend, and that you must have like a lot of friends, and that you're the kind of person that's fair in business, and that you'd be a wonderful person to work with because you can be a friend to everyone, even in the workplace. And um you also seem very, very well balanced to people, like emotionally. You can contain your emotions. You're not volatile or anything like that. Like, I feel like for some of you, you might have suffered from like anger problems in the past, but like, you personally have gotten control of this, and people even don't even see this about you. They just assume you're like a happy person, and like, maybe you're still kind of like um pushing down like this like need to be perfect, because like, I'm feeling that from pile two is like this like personality that like you feel like you need to be perfect, or like you might get down on yourself for like not being perfect. But like, other people see you as perfect, and a lot of other people, like your friends and stuff, just want you to see how perfect you truly are. But I do feel like you're kind of hard on yourself here, my pile two. um you really are. You have to take a look at your life and assess how far you've come, because you really have come a long ways. I'm seeing a lot of spiritual like growth here, personality wise. Like, you are just content, or you seem that way. Others assume that you're very happy, but you may feel just content, or that you're on your way. But this is about what people assume about you. So at the very end of this, I'll get into like 3 truths. This is just basically what people are assuming. And people are assuming that you are very well balanced, and that you really are happy. What else do they assume? They assume that you don't have any hangups, you don't have any addictions. They think you keep your nose clean. They almost view you as like a goody two shoe, somebody who has no vices. Um, I don't know why they think this about you, but you're coming across as little Miss Perfect or little Mr. Perfect somehow to people. People think that you don't have any secrets. They just assume that about you, like, you don't keep secrets, um, and that you look like a very honest person. We got the Ace of Swords there. And when they hear you talking to other people, they think that, you always speak your truth, and it's like they assume all the best things of you. Yeah. So people, they take one look at you and they think that you're a very strong person. And the Tower in reverse just tells me, like, they see you as somebody who can, like, triumph over trials and tribulations, and like that you can bounce back, or that you're very resilient. People think that you can get over stuff kind of fast, like, you can get over things and like take life kind of lightly and be like, you know what, this is just a bump in the road. But people think that you have a good attitude as far as, like, you know your view towards life. People really, really, almost in a way, I hear idolize, like, some people really idolize you for your attitude. Yeah, and you have the Magician here at the center, so people really think that you're doing something right. Let's get into the channeled message cards, because I'm interested. I want to know more about, um what are people assuming about my pile two, Spirit? What are people assuming about my pile two? That you're a leader. People think and assume that you're very different now from how you used to be. People think that your personality has many sides. Oh my gosh. Yeah, like, see this girl here? She's half girl and half lion, and she has a, like, duality in her nature. And people assume that too, that, like, maybe you have many facets to your personality. You're very multi-talented, and also you've come a long way from who you used to be. So, like, you're very different now, and people assume, like, that you've grown, and I feel like too you have. People might be assuming that you just, I don't know, are talking about, I guess, that you left somebody in the dust, and maybe you did, because like, people that know you, they may assume, even though maybe you didn't tell them, they may just assume that you left somebody in the dust. You seem to be lighter. Maybe you let go of somebody in the mind, somebody that you might have had a hard time either forgiving or something like that, but you've, like, let it go. And people see you as strong with that strength card there. They see you as somebody who can conquer things. You can, like, yeah, do shadow work, and, like, you have come a long way spiritually. So people see you as, like, a spiritual, almost like a spiritual leader in a way. It said you're a leader. I'm feeling like a lot of people assume that you could be a great spiritual leader, because you have a lot of wisdom to share with others. Super fan. A lot of people are fans of you. They really do assume that you have a lot of knowledge to give this world. You have a lot of wisdom to share. I'm getting, like, high priestess vibes here. Um, the high priestess is in her own power, and she is the kind of person who's very in touch with the divine, which you are, and people are noticing this about you, and they assume this about you too, because it's like, you take a look at your life, and people see you as somebody that's got your shit together, and you're happy and loving and kind. You treat people nicely. So it's like you got a lot of people that are fans of you, and they want you to succeed, and they just assume that, like, yeah, your life is great. It may not be perfect, but to an outsider who doesn't maybe know you, I'm hearing, like, idolize. You could have people idolizing you. Yeah, like, you moved on, and I think Spirit just wanted to put this card out here to kind of confirm that my pile two, you could have let go of somebody or forgiven somebody, and because of this, now you're like, it's like letting go of a dead weight. You're free. People see you with that freedom, the freedom to just be you, and to be you without having to carry around baggage or anything. Like, people see you as somebody who doesn't have baggage. um you don't struggle with, well, you don't seem to. A lot of people don't. You might struggle with issues, but people assume that you don't. um if you have anxiety or, like, something like that, You do hide it really well because people assume that you do not have that kind of stuff. Um they see you as somebody almost perfect cuz I'm just like hearing the image of perfection. You intrigue a lot of people. You could be a tarot reader cuz spirit just wanted to like pull that up. Maybe you are very interested in tarot reading and want to try it for yourself, or you are a tarot reader and have been reading for a while. But people assume that too about you. They could like look at you and be like, oh, I bet you he reads tarot, or I bet you she reads tarot, because there's just something you can just tell that about people sometimes, that they have that kind of um mystique or quality about them. Yeah. You have an openness about you, and like I said, the high priestess is really in her power, and people see you as the high priestess, so, very connected to the divine, very intuitive. People see you, they assume that you're really, really well connected to the divine, because if you weren't, how could you do half the things you're doing, if you weren't so connected to the divine? So people do assume that about you, that you're like a powerful, personality and a very old soul too. I'm getting like people think or assume that you're an old soul. What else, spirit? You are very talented, and I don't know why, but this came out. You got new glasses. For some of you, maybe you got new glasses, and people assume that, yeah, or they just noticed that you got new glasses. I don't know. Maybe that was like in the wrong pile. Maybe that sneaked in here, but well, that card came out anyways. Sometimes you never know when a card's going to pop out, but somebody that just got new glasses will be like, "Oh, yep, that was for me." Anyways, okay. So now I thought what we would do is just kind of like get out the Morgan deck from 1970s. This is a really vintage deck. All right, so spirit, what assumptions do people make of my pile 2? What assumptions do people make about my pile 2? Now, these could be true or not true. You decide. Finding peace and joy, eternal bliss. Yeah, exactly. People think that you're a very happy person and that you're very like spiritual because you see that Om sign. That's the Om sign. And people can tell that you're very spiritual. Maybe you like to even show this with like flowy clothes. Something about your aesthetic. Oh, Cosmo Sugar just got new glasses. I love it. I love it. I knew there was a reason. Oh, Kermit Defon says, "Oh my gosh, you had to get your son new glasses yesterday." Oh my gosh. That's great. That's great. All right, so spirit, anyways, why else do people or what else do people assume about my pile 2? There was the war has reacted at a critical point. Atlantis and move, fighting and chaos and disruption. Yeah, so like people assume that like you have fought your battles, you have conquered your demons, you have done your shadow work, and you are healed. And the reason that they assume this is because they see you helping other people. And that's why I said, like, even if you're single, people can't believe it because you're such an amazing person that they're like, okay, this person has to be in a relationship because they're so wonderful, Um, yeah, the universe is not unfolding like it should. The universe, maybe some of you don't have and that may be an actuality, like maybe you don't have a partner, but people are surprised when they find that out, you know? All right. What else do people assume? People assume that you have a lot to do and that you're always busy. Because it says orders and it has like a bunch of things on this to-do list. So yeah, I feel like a lot of people assume that you're just a very, very busy person and you got a lot on your plate. And you could be dabbling in this and dabbling in that. Maybe you have a couple of different businesses going or something like that. Um, I feel like too, you could be somebody who may do like a lot of research to empower yourself and better yourself. So maybe you do a lot of like research to become more spiritual or better in your business. Whatever it is, like you always want to do better, you know? So people are definitely noticing this about you and assuming that you're doing it right. Try to relax. People think that you're working too hard. We got the try to relax with the to-do list here. So people assume that you just need to relax because you don't get that much time, maybe they think, or they see that you're just busy as a bee, you know, and they're like, man, pile two just doesn't have the time to relax. They're so busy, or at least they assume that. Oh, we got Monday messages. You can handle whatever this week throws at you. Even the best weeks begin with Mondays. So you have like an amazing attitude, and people just assume that like you never get down in the dumps. And like I said, like you could have depression or anxiety, but like people don't assume that about you. They think that you're like, you know, in perfect in the mind, body, and spirit. And yeah, really in actuality, like, you know, you've got your good days and your bad days, but like people just assume that you always have good days. Yeah, like you're like Buddha himself, you know, like you're like a really, really spiritually conscientious person. And people assume that about you, that you're a very spiritual person. Okay. Like I said, like you could portray that in some of the clothing choices that you choose to wear, or just like your auric field or something about you, the way that you act or present yourself could indicate that you are a very spiritual person, plus your actions. People know that you must be a spiritual person because of the way you act, and you could be a teacher, a guide to people. All right, so let's see what else. What else are people assuming about my pile number 2? And then I'm going to do 3 realities. So I'm doing assumptions and then 3 realities at the very end. What else do people assume, though, about my pile 2? People assume that you have a good family life. They might be surprised to know that you had a not so perfect family or upbringing. But like to other people, they're like, wow, this person comes from a great home. This person, and maybe you did, because this is what people are assuming. But not everybody does, you know. So you may or may not, and only you can decide that. But people assume that you came from a good, healthy home life, like childhood, and that you have a supportive family, and that you have supportive friends around you, and that you know, you're always a person that's just got everything. Basically, good past, good present, and a good future. Yeah, people see you as very, very honest. They believe you. They believe every word you say. Because you live with integrity, and people see you living with honesty. Okay. And you could have a lot of people watching you online with that Page of Swords. You could have a following or a lot of people that watch you somehow online. Maybe you just have a Facebook and you got a lot of people that you interact with on there. And that they're very like they respond to you really well. But like online, it seems like you get really good responses from people, which is interesting. We got the Queen of Pentacles. People think or assume that you literally have every answer to every question that somebody could possibly ask. Like, even if you're only 20 or 30 years old, you have wisdom about you that it's like people come and seek out advice from you, you know, because they assume that you have all the best answers. And you may be like, no, I don't have all the best answers, but like, it doesn't matter because that's what people think about you. They assume that you do. That's why you're very well trusted, and because people see you as stable. You know, they assume that because the way you act and carry yourself, that you must have a lot of stability in your mind and in your life circumstances. What else, Spirit, do they assume? They assume that, like, maybe you weren't always this way, but that you've changed. Or um, with the death card too, the death is about Capricorn energy. So they could see you as, like, I suppose this could be that they see you, they assume that you are a hard worker and that you work hard, very hard. You pour your energy into your work and you have such a good work ethic. So people are definitely seeing that. Um, what else are people assuming? With the Two of Pentacles, they see you as somebody who um, is decisive. They feel like you know what you want, and you're very well balanced. You know the balance. You can strike a balance between work and play. And they don't think you're a bit out of balance. Like they literally think you're a perfect example of how to live. They see you. A lot of people assume that you're brave, especially if you have just started a new business or started something like that. People definitely see you as seriously brave. Wow, Deanna the Phoenix. That is very good and very powerful. Thank you for sharing that. So yeah, people definitely, they do trust you, your vibes, you have good vibes, and they assume that you're like, some people could even assume that you're a therapist or that you've studied psychology. They might think that you've studied the arts of healing and that they might even, like, yeah, just assume that you've lived many lifetimes as a healer. Okay. And you come across here to many people as the Queen of Cups, so very nurturing, extremely loving. You give people the tools to help themselves. You don't just solve problems for people, you give them the tools, okay, to solve their own problems, which is even better than solving people's problems for them. It's like that old phrase, like, you can lead an old horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. But, like, you know how to teach people to actually help themselves and want to help themselves so that they get better. You inspire people to want to literally change for the better. So yeah, and you inspire people. So I love that about you. And people are assuming only good things about you here, all positive things. People see you as, like, extremely blessed. They could view you that you are wealthy. They could view you that you have an amazing and blessed family life. That, they assume that um, maybe they think you have kids and a hubby or a wife. And if you don't, maybe they're surprised. um, for some of you, you seem very, very matronly. When I say matronly, I guess I mean, like, motherly in a way. Like, the ultimate mother. Queen of Cups is very motherly energy. You could be like everybody's mom. And if you have, like, teenage daughters or teenage sons, maybe you're like everybody's mom, and, like, people come to the house and you cook for them. And like, you're the cool mom or whatever, or the cool dad. And you just have, like, that, like, feeling of, like, everybody's mother, or, like, everybody's nurturer. You take care of everybody, not just your own kids. So you could definitely, people, like, assume that you could be a mom or a dad because you just have that vibe, um, that you really know how to support people, uplift people, and bring out the best in people. All right. People assume that you are strong. You can literally withstand a tornado and stand there and just be strong. There's all this chaos and disruption. Um, yeah, all this chaos and disruption um behind her, and she's just standing there like, what, bring it on, and she's conquering that. So yeah, I just heard, like, you literally will take care of everyone, not just your own kids. And when there's chaos and disruption going on, you're the stable one. You're the rock. You're the rock to many, not just your family, but you are a rock to many people. And I'm hearing you're really good with young people too. And that young people really, really trust you. And so if people just assume that, like, you've got those vibes going on for sure. All right. Anything else, Spirit, that you want to add to this conversation? Yeah, the three truths. All right, let's do the three truths. Thank you for reminding me, Spirit. So this is what people assume about you. So now we're going to do three truths. All right. Some of the truth is that some people have not been at your level in this lifetime, my pile two, and that you've had to let go of some people in your life, and that has made you stronger, and you've been through some of this heavy shit in your life, so that's why you're able to help so many people. That is the truth. That's not just assumption. You really are a valuable asset to people because of all the things you've been through. And, you've had to let go of people or situations that were not serving you. And you're very protective of your loved ones. And you've let go of those things to protect yourself and your loved ones. So that's amazing. Also, you are getting more and more attractive every day. And that is a fact. This is your overall aura and your physical appearance. Spirit just wanted you to know that. And you are set apart. Spirit wants you to know you're a free spirit and you're set apart. All right. Those are three facts that Spirit wanted to bring through. Pile two, I've so enjoyed this. Oh my goodness. If you enjoyed it, definitely leave a comment or subscribe to my channel, or just like this video, or just to let me know you enjoyed it. If you'd like a personal reading, I do offer those. Just check out my description box for that. I'm just going to pick up the cards here, and then I will check the chat box. Diana the Phoenix could really relate to this. I'm so glad you could relate to that, Diana. Yep, she says any negativity, cut it off. If they aren't helping you, they're hurting you. Yeah. It's not worth the energy, and there's no need to explain because people know what they do before you address it. Exactly. And you know what? I've had to learn that too. Yep. Kermit has had a really crappy week, and it's because of assumptions people made about you. Aw. You're curious to see what pile three has to tell you tonight. All right. Don't be afraid to tell some hard truth. I've got beer, she says. Oh my goodness. All right. It'll be interesting. So Robert says pile 2 and 1, 100% accurate. I like to separate fact from fiction. People assume too much, but only if they simply ask. Yes. And High Priestess says, you are super awesome, by the way. Thank you so much. Oh, and you're listening at work. Thanks for tuning in at work. You must have an awesome job that allows you to do that. That's super cool. What a blessing. All right. So I guess I'll move on to pile 3. I'm so glad, Deanna. Thank you. Thank you for that. I'm glad to be helping people. So with pile 3, we're going to find out what assumptions people are making about you. Now, don't assume that these are true. These are just what people are saying, or kind of like saying behind your back, or like assuming about you. That maybe they're not even true, but like I think it's good to know these things just out of curiosity, but also I don't know. I tend to be nosy, so I always I like these types of readings because I want to know. I always want to know. I like to know what other people are thinking. It helps me. I've always liked psychology though, so I've always been interested in like how people think and stuff like that. So to me, it's fascinating. And with my astrological sign, I like to go deep and I like to analyze things. So for me, readings like this are really interesting just to get inside of other people's heads to see how they're viewing me. So hopefully you'll appreciate this and enjoy it, even if there's some negative or so-called negative things. Just know that, you know what, chalk it up as everybody's got their own opinion, and it doesn't necessarily have to reflect on you or be true. Yeah. Deanna the Phoenix loves psychology too. All right, so Spirit, for my pile 3 tonight, please help me to deliver clear, concise, and accurate messages about what are people assuming about them. I just heard from Spirit say it's a mixed bag. Okay. And I just heard snakes. So either you could be in the medical field or you could be a healer, something like that. Or you could be dealing with some literal snakes, like people that are not honest, and you could be dealing with some shitty ass people. All right, I'll just say it. Call a spade, right? All right. People are saying that like you're keeping your feelings. They assume that you aren't talking about your feelings. All right, that you're hiding something. All right. So what is it that they think that they're hiding? For some of you, they think that you're hiding a pregnancy. For others of you, they think that you're just not talking about your projects and what you're not giving away your secrets of your success. So that's what that is. Or like you're stingy. Some people are saying you're greedy. Like I said, this may not be true, but some people are saying that you're a hoarder, that you're spending too much or buying too much shit. It's probably not true, but like I said, this could be what some people think. They think that in their opinion, you look like you spoil yourself too much, which in my opinion, you can't do that. You can never spoil yourself too much. But some people are very opinionated, so just take this with a grain of salt. But some people think that you're buying yourself too much or you spend too much money on yourself because it's like you always got the new this or you've always got a new that. And you're like, you're buying yourself like, this, that, and the other. And it's like some nosy ass people have to assume sometimes the worst that like, you're selfish or something, or you're spending all your money on yourself and just hoarding stuff you don't need. That's what people are assuming. People also may be assuming that like something's on hold for you, or that you just recently might have gone through a breakup or some hard times or something. What else? That you with the Hangman and the Tower, that like they might assume that like you have a hard time getting over hard things because the Hanged Man can be about things being on pause. So people just might in general kind of think that there's something you're clinging on to that you can't let go of and that you have a hard time forgiving people. Okay. Yeah, I agree with you, Deanna, that it's good to buy for yourself sometimes, just, maybe not go crazy with it. Everything in balance, right? But yeah, people think that like you might hold a grudge, okay? People think that you don't forgive easily. They might assume that. I just heard like you could be accused sometime of like being in a bad mood. People might look at you and be like, "Are you in a bad mood?" They might assume that about you a lot and you're like, "No, this is just my face." And they're like, "Okay." Or they assume that like you are, like I said, holding a grudge and that you're not over it. They might see you and maybe you like hold your feelings in, and they assume that you're not over something, or that like you're holding on to something. With the Six of Wands, people might think that you need a lot of compliments, or like you're out to like seek praise or something. Like I said, I'm not trying to trigger anybody. This may not even be true, but like there's some people who think that you want adoration, or they think, "Oh, this person must be a show off or something," cuz they want popularity, or they want fame or something like that. And a lot of people think that you deserve the praise because you're doing a good job with your life, but there's some people that are jealous that think otherwise. Oh shoot, that's upside down. So people are talking how you blocked, they assume that you've blocked somebody, maybe a family member, or you blocked a friend or somebody that was there's like a situation that people assume that you haven't gotten over and that you've had to block somebody. Here, they're assuming that they look at you and they kind of assume that yeah, you have a hard time uh with change, okay? And that you can just block somebody, especially if they misjudge you, because you've learned to take good care of yourself. But they don't see it like that. Like some people see it in a different light. You could have pile three, you could have like some very toxic people in your circle. Sometimes that happens. You know, you look around and you're like, how the hell did I get all these toxic ass people in my life? I've had that before. I seriously have. I have had times in my life where I looked around and all I had was like toxic ass people in my life. And I'm like, okay, what's going on, universe? And I really feel like it was a journey for me, but like sometimes it's like you look around and you have to decide, I'm just going to rise above that shit, you know, and like try to find good friends and try to not go with negativity, you know, just like try to avoid places where there's negativity and stuff. Because especially if you do have a hard time letting stuff go and stuff, and the negativity can affect you. I feel like you're an empath and that stuff can affect you really, really, really. Like you could go into public and pick up people's energy and it can affect you and like ruin your whole day. Or you could even like get triggered by something and it could ruin your mood for like 2 or 3 days. Okay. And people assume that like you can't get over stuff or like you're holding on to stuff. Okay. All right, we got the 2 of Cups and the 5 of Swords. Some people assume that like you fight with people and like you're you like to stir up drama. I don't know why some people would think that, cuz I don't think that's true about you. But you got some people here that think that you're confused when it comes to like love and like showing love and stuff. I don't know why these people, I think a lot of people that are around you right now have the bad or wrong impression of you. So let's keep seeing what's up. Some people think you're really giving, but other people think that you're stingy or that you are taking. Um, like I said, I don't want to trigger anybody because this is just what some people are assuming, and that you're not happy or like you seem depressed for some reason. I don't know why they think that. And that you have a guard up, like you have your walls up. Okay. They think that you're defensive or hypersensitive or like you get hurt feelings easily. And so they put the blame on you. All right. Some people are blaming you for whatever is going on in their life. They're assuming that it's your fault. That's what they assume about you, is that you are the culprit. Okay. And that, like I said, that may be total bullshit, but this is what some people are assuming about you. What else? Something about your money here, and the Ace of Cups, something about an apology. Like some people assume that you don't like to apologize, that you can be stingy with your apologies, and that some people actually, there's somebody thinking that you owe somebody an apology. I don't know what this is all about. But this could be at work, or this could be, yeah, with coworkers that are assuming this about you. Like this could have like coworker disruption or coworker drama for pile three, or just some people that are trying to think the worst of you or assume the worst of you. And it's like they don't even know that you're a really loving person, but they just assume the worst of you. Like that, yeah, you are like hypersensitive, you get hurt feelings easily, and then because of that, that you're to blame. Okay. They see you as somebody who you're a dreamer. You may have your head in the clouds. Okay, I just noticed these clouds too. People may think that about you or assume that you you've just got your head in the clouds, and What else? They think that you could have like a some kind of an addiction, like either drugs or alcohol. People might think that you escape from the world by either watching too many movies or TV, or they assume that like you escape somehow because um they might just make assumptions about you that like you have addictions because maybe they think that you're acting funny or something like that. I don't know why. I don't know why. I'd have to look into that further, but this is just some people in your life. I feel like this is not everybody, obviously. This is like certain people, could be family members or coworkers, like I said, that think that, oh, pile three's acting funny. Maybe they have an addiction or something like that. What else? Yeah, I really do feel for strongly that this could somewhat be like coworkers or something talking about that they assume that you make more money than them. They may assume that like um somehow you are doing something in the workplace to get favor, okay? And with the King of Cups, they may even assume that you're like psychic or um somehow like yeah. What else? Why is this King of Cups here? That you might have left somebody behind. Maybe you left behind a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. They assume that you're holding a grudge against this person. If you had to leave behind a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, some people are assuming that you did this because you had a grudge, or this could be seen that many people assume that you want to leave this person, okay? That there's somebody in your life that people are assuming that you want to leave this person behind. Um People see that like they assume that you're going through something right now. They think that you're stressed out. I don't know why people are thinking this about you. I'd have to dig deeper, but they think that you're going through something painful and that maybe you need more sleep at night. Interesting. Interesting. I just heard too from spirit that some people could be saying that you have like a mental health issue. And that may or may not even be true, but people are assuming some people are assuming that like you could have like bipolar or some kind of mood disorder, okay? Because they think that like your moods are sporadic or like up and down, okay? But like overall like you're a heck of a good family person, but and that's just what spirit wants to say. But this could be literally a family member assuming the worst of you. With that 6 of cups, we got the boy and the dad with the dog. That can be about like memories of the family or signifying family connections. So this could be a brother, a sister, a cousin, a mom or dad, anybody that's in your family that is thinking these things about you, like that you're hiding stuff or like that they may be concerned or worried about you, okay? All right. They think that you're isolating. Like some of these people think that you're not talking to the family anymore or like you're not talking to anybody anymore and you're spending too much time alone and they're judging you saying that you're an isolator. Um the Hermit can be Virgo energy. People are saying you're a perfectionist, you're too picky. They think you're too picky about every little thing. So they think you're hypercritical and that you pick things apart, I'm hearing. This is what just people assume. Like I said, this is probably not true, but this is what people are assuming. They assume that I feel like they think you think you're better or somehow enlightened or better. They think that you think that you're better, okay? Because maybe you I don't know, maybe you earn more money than this person or you seem to be happy in some ways and this person isn't, but they're projecting. I feel like this person projects onto you a lot, especially if this is a family member. I feel like this family member like seriously projects a lot of their stuff onto you. Um all right, so let's see what else are people assuming about my pile 3. People assume that money comes easy to you. I think that that's why, like, some people like are jealous of you and stuff, because they assume that your money comes easy to you. There's a lot of people that are curious about you. Um, some people are getting tarot readings about you, but they're being blocked, and that just spirit just wanted to bring that up. That some of these people that are assuming these things, they could easily be getting tarot readings on you, but they're not getting any information about you because your spirit guides are protecting your energy, and they're not giving away any of your secrets to these people if these people are trying to get tarot readings on you. People might see that you're more active on your social media. Maybe this is part of the isolation, that they think that you're just isolating because you're just online. They may think that you're not interacting with, like, in live, like with people, that you're just interacting with people online. What else? Whoa, I just dropped one. I don't know what that was. I kind of want to pick it up to see what it was. Had a whole bunch drop. All right. Yes, look at this. Look what dropped out. You are heavily protected. So even if people are trying to get tarot readings on you, you are heavily protected. So, like, you know, they're totally not able to know your secrets or anything like that. You are being protected. So just know that. Yeah, people are saying that, like, you're a risk taker. Maybe they think that you're doing too many risky things. Some people might think that you're not taking enough risks, or they might think that you're doing risky behavior. Like I said, like, they may wonder if you're on drugs, or if you're like if you take like some kind of psychological medicine. Maybe this person assumes that you're not taking your medicine or something like that. Like, it's your business, but, like, some people assume some of the dumbest shit, but, like, it doesn't mean it's true. Just remember that. Okay? Just remember that. Yeah, like I said, people think you're hypersensitive, you like your privacy, and you could be an entrepreneur or, like, be working for yourself, okay? You are pissing people off. All right? Somehow you might be pissing people off, and also people might assume that you don't have many friends. And some people blame you for all their problems. But Spirit just wants you to know you actually have many gifts. So, yeah, don't worry about that. All right. Let's see what else people are assuming about you. What else are people assuming about my pile 3? I just heard this person wants to see you smile more often. There's somebody, if this is like a toxic family member or something, like, they may be assuming the worst of you, or this could be a friend or so-called friend, or somebody like that, coworker, who's like thinking they want to see you smile more often. They may be concerned. When they say they're concerned, I don't think it's really concern. I think that this person is like a snake. Like I said in the beginning, remember how I said snake? I think this is your snake in the grass. I think this is your person, whoever this is, or people. It could be more than one person. The dream. Yeah, they think you're a dreamer. You could have Pisces in your chart. But anyway, this person thinks that, like, they even may assume that you can't hold down a job, and they may ask you a lot, like, how's your job going? How's your job going? And it's because they think you can't hold down a job. It is ridiculous. Okay. And frankly, none of their damn business. But I think this person feels entitled. So they're like, how's your job going? And they could ask you that literally, like, every time. And it's not because they want to know. They just want to know if you still have the job. It's like they have zero trust in your abilities. This person is really toxic. It's a dog eat dog world. You blow the competition away, and frankly, a lot of people are competing with you. Even in your family, like your own family, you got people competing with you, which is, in my opinion, just a sickening thing to have in a family. But yeah, this could be somebody in your family that's like competing with you with that dog eat dog world. But they're just assuming. Some people assume too that you're competitive, whether you are or not. People just might assume that you're competitive, okay? Stop. Some people want you to stop whatever it is that you're doing, because like I said, I think that they think that you might be doing shrooms, or you might be doing smoking weed, or you might be doing something else like drinking alcohol or whatever it is. Like, some people think that you're doing something that maybe they think you shouldn't be doing, okay? So, that is, yeah, this is just what they are assuming. Um, Forget it. It says forget it. There's something better for you. So I think you have this person really blocked on the cell phone here, because it's a cell phone and it says forget it. So I think that whoever this is, you don't talk to this person anymore, but this is somebody that's assuming the worst of you. Um, Crush. Um, it says, one day I caught myself smiling for no reason. Then I realized, okay, somebody does have a secret crush on you. Just know that. All right. What sign could this person be that has a crush on my pile three? Aquarius, Aries, or Scorpio. Or that could even be your sign, but like, somebody has a crush on you, okay? My pile three. This is like a secret crush. I don't feel like this person has told you at all that they like you. All right. So I'm just going to do a couple more and then I'll get into 3 truths about you. 3 truths. All right. So first I'll do a couple more assumptions. What else are people assuming about my pile 3? Alchemist. All right. What else? Midas. Whoa. Child eternal. Some people might think that you're actually a powerful manifester. So these would be positive people in your life that are your friends and like are your cheerleaders. They see you as like somebody who's actually doing good things, transforming like negative energy into positive energy. So like some people see you in a good light, and that's refreshing. Because it seems like pile 3 has like a lot of negative people around, but you do have some cheerleaders in your life, which is good. You've got some true friends that see you as like, the things you're doing, you're on your path to success and they're on your side. It's just that you may not have that many good friends that you can trust, pile 3. But even if you have 1 or 2 good friends that you can trust, that's a treasure. You know? And as far as the Midas or miser, like I said, like some people, they see you as like either you have the creative ability to turn anything into gold, and you delight in like sharing life's riches. So some people see you like that. So it really is a mixed bag, because some people, like, I do feel like there's a couple good people in your life that see you as like that you're really, really giving, and that you really are a transmuter of negativity. Like, you've taken your shadow side and your shadow aspects and turned them into something like gold or something beautiful. And just some people don't appreciate that about you, okay? Some people think that you're like the child eternal. They think like if this is a parent or like an aunt or uncle or something that's toxic, they could think always see you as somebody who's like child eternal, like never wanting to grow up, never taking responsibility. Um, and so this person will probably always view you that way, but that's obviously their problem. Um, Now let's get into the 3 truths. All right. So what are some truths? This is just assumptions. Remember, those do not make them true. Just because some people see you like that doesn't mean basically shit. So they vibrate low. Yeah, spirit wants you to know the truth is that none of this stuff is true about you. These people are vibrating low, and don't claim any of it, because none of it's true. And that a cycle has ended because you're getting out of that. You're not with these people anymore. So basically, yeah, these people, they're so low that their opinions don't even really matter. And you are cherished by many. Well, I want to claim that for you because these other people, they really don't matter and their opinions don't matter. So find good friends and just claim that good people are on their way to you. And the more and more you raise your vibration, the more and more good people you're going to find. And I claim that for you, Pile 3. I just know that many good people are on their way to you. And you may even have quite a good online network of people too that are supporting you. So, I'm getting that too with my Pile 3, that you could have quite an online community like I have in you guys and you all. And I cherish you all. And I know I feel the love from so many of you. And you could easily have this kind of like network, online, where you have a lot of online friends that cherish you, or just people that you're going to meet that will cherish you because you are really a treasure. Okay. That was amazing because it turned out to be like, yeah, you have some real snakes around you, but it turned out to be good because in the end, Spirit revealed some great truths about you here. That was all just like basically bullshit that these low vibrating people were putting on you because they're projecting their shit onto you. Like some of these people might actually have addictions and maybe that's why they think you have addictions. Maybe they're like, they have their own shit that they're going through, so they're putting that on you. You know what I mean? Thanks, Robert. So, yeah. So these people are a bunch of jerks and they really don't have anything good to say. So we really don't want to know what they think anyway. So it's good that Spirit ended this in a positive way because I'm really, really happy and pleased about that. And Spirit really came through for you guys, Pile 3. I love you, Pile 3. I think you guys are awesome. And you know what too? I can relate to you guys because I've went through my own set of bullshit and like I told you guys, I went through a time where I looked around and I didn't have very many positive people in my life. But now I'm so blessed because I have all of you, and I feel like I've truly found my community of people that I do cherish. And like I said, I feel the love from y'all, and I know that you guys are good. I can just feel it from this pile, the energy of this pile. I think that you were very misunderstood by a lot of people in your family or by so-called friends, but there's hope. There's always going to be some hope for good things to come in the future, and I know that if you claim that, you can just have so many positive things happen to you. And I have found my tribe, and when you find your people, you walk with them. And I do feel that you will be finding more people that will support you and love you, Pile 3. And I do love you all very much. If you've enjoyed this, definitely please subscribe and leave me a comment too so I know if you enjoyed it or if it resonated. It helps me to know that you want more readings like this. Okay, Pile 3. I'm going to check the comments now and see uh, how y'all are doing. So we've got Deanna and Robert, and yeah, so yeah, misery does love company. Aw, thanks, Deanna the Phoenix. I appreciate that so much. I really do love you guys. And thanks so much too for helping me to almost reach that 10,000 subscriber mark because that is crazy. And to do that in 1 year. I know some YouTubers, they get on here and they have instant fame like this, and my channel wasn't really like that, but um in all honesty, like I was like, okay, my goal is 10,000 subscribers in a year. And I wasn't sure if I was going to reach that goal when I set out to do this. But I've been seriously blessed by all of you. And just to be able to have this community and this tribe with all of you, I feel so blessed. I'm like, in so many ways, it's like, yeah, I just have to pinch myself sometimes. But it's because of all of you who support me that I can do this. And I really do love tarot and I love YouTube and all of you. So Abundantly is here. Hi. Aw, well, you're gonna like pile 2, I think. It was a really positive one, but this one was good too because it ended up revealing some truths that were really good, and it revealed some snakes in the grass too, which is always good to have that insight. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and thanks so much for stopping in and spending this time with me. And I'm looking forward to this week and all the blessings it has to bring to each and every one of you. And the readings this week on the docket are going to be super fun and interesting. So hopefully you all will enjoy. All right. So, and I love how you guys all support each other too and talk to each other in the chat. I think that's wonderful. I love that we're building a true community here. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your weekend. Bye.